How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and today is another day of wrenching on the 48 Willys Jeep that will make it to Moab. I swear. This is called Project Slow Devil. Last time I left you off, we were replacing a fuel pump, and or we had to replace a fuel pump. We are replacing that fuel pump today. It is very chilly. That's why I'm wearing this hoodie and looking a little disheveled, because didn't really get much sleep last night. But right now, David is at O'Reilly's Auto Parts buying the new fuel pump. I am disassembling this whole situation right here. The fuel pump is down here. It is basically this. It's a mechanical fuel pump. It runs off the camshaft, and it has this little, like a little nub that goes in and out with a cam lobe. And what that does is create pressure. Apparently, this fuel pump creates too much pressure instead of too little, and that makes this bowl overflow, and that creates a lot of problems for the carburetor. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we have the right fuel pump for the car, and then we will install that and go on our way to Moab, because it will be a long trip. This thing can only do 40 to 45 miles an hour, and 1,800 miles at 40 miles an hour. I can't do math right now in my head, but that's going to be long. Without further ado, let's get dirty. Let's get to work.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low. Was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything. Under the sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay here forever.
So here is the fuel pump. Now it sits like this in the engine bay, and this part right here goes into the engine. This is a little lever, and it goes in and out, and it creates fuel pressure. And this basically rests on a shaft, on the camshaft, and one of the lobes just presses this in and out. It's actually very simple. It creates pressure in and around 3.5 to 6 psi range. I think this one is a little on the high side. It might just be a generic pattern part instead of the OEM one that we need. What we're gonna try to do, we're gonna get a new one on there. We're gonna see if there's any pressure changes, and we're gonna test the pressure. Then if there is still a high pressure problem, what we're gonna do is we might make a spacer, because what that does is this changes the point of contact of this little arm, and that will make it sort of pump a little bit less, but right in the sweet spot for what this engine needs. Fingers crossed that should work. It is starting to rain. I'm gonna try to button all this up. David's coming right now with the new fuel pump, but we should get this thing into the garage ASAP. So the Willys is in the garage out of the rain. We managed to put in the new fuel pump. Now what we're doing is we're putting on a fuel pressure tester, which will test whether or not the new fuel pump is putting out more pressure than we need, which is around about 3.5, like between 3 and 4 psi. If it's putting out any more than that, then that means we're gonna have to space out that section between the fuel pump and the engine. All right. Oh, you're in gear. All right. Wasn't registering anything. Just like a little bit. Far across. Not getting any reading.
No reading at all.
At all. Well, that's the result. Maybe? No?
I don't know. I mean, we should be getting something. I mean,
Yeah, it's literally nothing. Maybe it's so little of because that's a brand new pump that has to be making some pressure, and it is filling this up. So what we figured out is that there might actually be a clog in the line. That 0 PSI could be accurate because we put on this new filter and there really isn't anything going in here. There's no fuel. I mean, there's very little fuel going in there, so there might be an obstruction in the system. What we're gonna do is we're going to circumvent the stock tank, and we're just gonna run a regular line to a jerry can, so we know that there's no rust in there. And then we're gonna do the reading again to see what the pump is actually putting out. If that's the case, if we actually get pressure, then that means we have to blow out the lines, or maybe put in new ones, or do something. I mean, theoretically, we could also just run this thing off of jerry cans.
Yes, we could.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard. It might actually be safer because then we can relocate relocate the gas tank to a safer location rather than underneath the driver's seat. So
Well, I maintain that that's a safe location for a gas.
it is not safe. I mean, a safe location, not for people being shot at in a war.
Sight of you brings the fight in me, makes me wanna move. Fingers down your spine, looking in my eyes, feel your hands on mine. Tonight we're freer than ever. I wanna remember. Oh, we run every endeavor. I wanna remember.
Okay, we are ready to go with this jerry can setup. Let's see if it even see if this works.
Kind of a weird setup we got
It
going.
is a very weird setup.
It is working. Look at that.
Whoa. All right.
Anything on the gauge?
No, not yet, because it's still pulling in stuff.
You got no reading, huh?
No reading. Keep on going.
We get a new gauge.
Okay, we got another gauge. We went to AutoZone instead of O'Reilly's, and it looks actually pretty similar to the one we already have. This one, let's see if it registers. I'm not sure what it is, if it will register or not, but we got to try it.
Yeah, I guess it just doesn't work for low pressure.
It either doesn't work with low pressure or there's no pressure in here. So here's what we can do. Put a filter on it.
Drive it.
Yeah, drive it. Alright, is it leaking?
No, it's going dry. So the car is not leaking. It's got plenty of power. We were doing what, 45 in some places?
Yeah. Seems fine. No bucking or hesitation.
Nothing.
Maybe it's just that there was really crud in the fuel in the
Huh?
pump. Yeah.
Honestly, it could have been. It could have been. The coolant temp gauge stays right at 190. So that's clearly what the thermostat set point is. Technically a 160 thermostat. I'm thinking there's something going on with the gauge, but
Right.
it's very clear. It ramps up, gets to 190, and it cycles below. So it seems fine based on what did we drive? 15 minutes maybe?
Yeah. We just went for a 15-minute drive. So
That was probably as long as what we did yesterday, wasn't it?
the issue is that today is rainy, so that has the effect of cooling things. So the engine isn't allowed to heat soak.
I tried to come to a halt a few times, and like right now we're heat soaking.
Yeah, definitely. That was pretty promising. I think we're going to take this thing for a torture test. We have to drive this thing for half an hour or an hour, make sure the engine is heat soaked properly, and make sure that carb isn't spitting out the fuel like it was yesterday. It could be a fuel pressure issue. It could be the fact that we have new gaskets in the fuel pump, and those gaskets kind of spaced it out just enough so the fuel pump is giving out the right pressure. It could be that there was crap in the lines going into the fuel pump and that screwed up some sort of valve in there. Who knows, but apparently David says that it was a very good drive.
It was. That was a 15-20 minute drive, and Felt powerful, no bogging, no surging. It was great. It was a great drive.
Yeah, okay. So, I think the torture test is in order, and then after that, I'm not sure we're going to leave today, but if that's all it is, tomorrow morning we can hit it nice and early, and we can put some miles in her.
Yeah.
How's it running?
Well, there's this noise of a beautiful sounding engine.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, she drove great. This thing is wonderful. That was what, 20 miles probably?
Yeah, probably.
20 miles?
Yeah, you got up to like 45, I'd say.
45. We were scooting.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, oh man, let's check.
Wasn't bad.
Do we have a leaky carburetor? That's the question. Is there fuel coming out of the carburetor bowl?
I see David's a little bit excited.
It's bone dry.
Is it?
It seems dry to me. I mean,
Well, fuel evaporates. You want to turn it on and see?
sure. So,
We might have fixed it.
we might have been the fuel pump. I mean, we drove it longer today than we did yesterday.
We definitely did.
And fast, and as fast, if not faster.
How was the temperature?
Right on the money. So, yeah, good times. Good times are being had.
All right, cool. I think it's time to take it home and maybe button it up, and I think we'll be good to go for tomorrow. I mean, unless we have anything egregious, I think we can probably leave it as is. We'll try to rebuild that carb sort of in the meanwhile, but this one seems to be trudging along just fine.
Yeah, I agree.
And we'll just have a spare one, but yeah, no cause for alarm.
Picture is wonderful. The cooling system is great. Especially with our seals here.
Oh yeah.
Great, it's top job. You didn't work on that, Freddie. I did the sides.
Yeah, the front needs a little work. I'm not exactly the best with aluminum tape.
Actually, you know what? The side's pretty jacked as well. But
Because you went up to these high speeds and it couldn't handle it anymore.
it's true. This thing was breaking the sound barrier. It was great.
All right, cool. So yeah, let's.
I'll shut it off, let it heat soak, and then drive back.
Great.
20 minutes later.
All right, that may have been a little premature because. All right, so what happened? You're just driving and all the power was.
Engine cut. Now, what is the issue? Nothing seems too far off, but I'm guessing the issue is electrical.
Electrical.
Um,
Coil. Voltage regulator.
did we run out of juice? I can't imagine.
Well, your lights were still on when you stopped.
Right. And well, if it turns over, then we got juice. I mean, the starter's drawing more than anything.
Right. So I think we have found a culprit. It might be the ignition switch. Even though the ignition switch is brand new, it seems like that's the only thing that controls the power to the coil. So in order for us to see if it is indeed the ignition switch, we're going to put a jumper cable from the positive battery terminal onto the coil and see if she fires up. If she does, then we'll have to replace that ignition switch. I think we have another one, another good working one. This one is brand new, but sometimes brand new isn't really the best quality. So let's see if she starts. So it's just a jumper cable that you're putting.
Yeah.
Looks like a, I don't know, 12 gauge wire or something.
Just a little wire between the positive battery terminal and directly to the coil. That way we can sort of just eliminate our ignition switch out of it, get rid of it from the system. This will be we'll just go ahead and get straight to this because I don't think it's a fuel problem.
Yeah, we bought some starting fluid, but I don't think that this car needs any starting fluid necessarily. We can try it later on, but it seems like an electrical issue just because the car just cut out just 100%. It was running great and then it stopped. So that's usually not a fuel pressure problem. A fuel pressure problem would be that it starts sputtering for a little while and then just dies. Electrical problem is just snap and off.
Who knows, maybe the coil's not happy, who knows?
Yeah, maybe the coil's busted, but at least we'll know now that the coil is 100% getting power. And
Yeah, right.
we can always order a new coil.
We should really check this battery.
Why? What's up with the battery?
I don't know. There's something there.
Oh, battery's good.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe.
There's the spark.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't touch the.
It's all right. A little bit of electricity never hurt anybody. That is a false statement. You know, I once burnt my hand when I was trying to make food on my engine. I was wrapping food in a little aluminum cable, and the cable touched. Well, it was a little aluminum wire, and it touched both positive and negative terminals, and it turned red hot and burnt my hand. It sucked. Okay, so let's do it.
There, that's better. There we go.
Ignition switch.
There we go.
Ignition switch. That's so easy. We don't even need an ignition switch. We can just pop the little battery cable off every time we stop. No problem. I'm driving this baby home. We don't have to bring the trailer. Let's go.
That is awesome. That is awesome. All right. Okay.
It's a great day.
So that was it. We are going to drive that thing home now, and hopefully it shouldn't have any other problems. We're actually gonna leave tomorrow morning if that's the case. So it's about another 20 miles for that thing to get home, and if it doesn't exhibit any other faults, we're just gonna switch out the ignition switch and hit the road. So it has made it. It has made it without any problems. This starts our journey, but that's where I'm gonna have to cut you guys off because it is a long time coming. We have been doing this for quite a few days. David's actually working to get stuff in the Raptor. We're about to leave, but we should have left 2 or 3 days ago. Hopefully we make some good time. We put some more hours on this awesome beast. Yeah, I'm real excited, but that's where the video is gonna end. Thank you so much to all of my subscribers. Guys, the notification squad, that little bell next to the subscribe button, I want you to hit that because I want you guys to see every single thing we do with this car, how we drive it to Moab. It's gonna be a nice, relaxing drive. It might be, hopefully it's uneventful. I don't think it will be, but only time will tell. But for now, this is me saying thank you and stay tuned because that